My next guest is Mauro DePasquale. He is the man from WCCA. We have him on the show today because he has a couple good things that he really wants to talk about. Yeah. First and foremost, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It's always good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
WCCA-TV.
TV.
I'm the executive director there. But yeah, over 30 years.
Yeah,
and I have to say, for folks watching, thank you for choosing cable. Thank you for watching cable because WCCA-TV is part of the community access public access TV stations, part of that PEG family of channels. As Charter 3 is also included in that tier, 191 through 194. And unless you have cable, you can't watch shows like this.
And that's what we want.
No matter what. So, thank you for subscribing to cable, first of all. Yeah, so it's good to be here.
So tell me about the station and what it is you do over there.
Yeah, well, I've been there for over 30 years. I started as a volunteer.
Oh, great.
WCCA-TV is a nonprofit community public access TV station. And basically, we're TV by and for and of the people. So 100% of the programming that you see, and it's 24/7. We have a lot of programs, very diverse, all different languages. Yeah. It's all 100% of it is produced by the community, and it's all community interest because they produce it. Yeah. And we make it accessible for everybody, and that's made possible by an act of Congress through the Telecom Act that in exchange of rights of way, the cable providers who offer television services have to provide some funding, a percentage of their funding to support public access television, and that means your government channel, your education channel. So at WCCA, people come in, we offer training in a state-of-the-art facility. We show them how to do that. We have youth programs, summer programs, all ages, seniors. They create and produce their very own television show, no matter what. And it's non-discriminatory, totally participatory media, and that's what we do. And I fell in love with that place as a volunteer. Yeah. I was originally a professional musician. Yeah. And, I was playing around, and somebody said, you got to go check out this station. And I was doing music works for TV, like music beds. Yeah. And I fell in love with this idea of combining video, and we had the opportunity, like we do today, to play with it at WCCA. Absolutely. It's not just about you have to do something. So I had a lot of fun with it, and next thing I knew, I was running the station.
That's great. What a story. That's an amazing story.
Definitely divine intervention at that point. But, ever since then, I really enjoy it because we elevate the voices of the people. We give everybody a chance to freely express themselves. It's a free speech venue, too, so we're not going to eliminate speech. We let people express themselves, whether it's an organization, they want to outreach. We have business programs for businesses, so members of the chamber can consider that coming in, whether it's underwriting or doing their own show about whatever their gadget is that they're selling or product they're selling.
And I think that's a very important piece because in these times now where censorship becomes more and more strict, and now all of a sudden, you're getting backlash for doing X, Y, and Z.
Right, even social media.
Right,
you didn't think it's happening.
I mean, they'll suspend you for certain things. Right. I think having this access channel where you can actually get your word out without having any real controversy. Obviously.
Well, you know what though? Everybody comes together.
Yeah, that's
no matter what side you're on.
Absolutely.
You come in and you work together, and that's what America is all about.
That's exactly the point.
And to segue. Yeah. That's what jazz is all about.
Right.
That's, we have the
This is the real pro here. So let's talk about the Jazz Fest. Yeah. So you put on the Jazz Fest last month. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about the actual setup and how it came together.
It's fabulous. First of all, we used a model that was sponsor funded. So we were able to bring world-class, world-renowned, world-over artists. One of the artists was the number 8 in a Billboard charts for jazz. We have another one, international jazz artist that just came back from Paris. Another one came back from China. So these are people that you're not going to just see in a local club, which is fabulous. Worcester has a healthy jazz group population. But these were people that you would have to pay pretty good money to go see. We had them all on stage, one full day of jazz at East Park, Cristoforo Colombo Park on Shrewsbury Street, and it was fabulous. We had Amanda Carr, Dave Frank, Fernando Holtz from Brazil, Greg Abate, Isosceles Groove, Jim Purcell, and Mike Renzi won an Emmy Award. He used to play with Tony Bennett and Mel Torme. I mean, these guys were fabulous. I can go on and on. We're going to do it bigger and better in 2020. We've already started.
That's great. And so you say, you kind of sponsored,
Yeah.
by various companies. Do you want to throw
Yeah.
a couple out there? Just give
Oh
them a
yeah,
plug?
it was presented primarily by FMG Financials.
Yeah.
A nice company, wonderful company run by Mike Hanley, a great guy. Kirby Foundation, Berkshire Bank, Fallon, which you just had here earlier, Worcester Family Health Care, WICN Radio, Pulse Magazine. Let's see, Discover Central Mass, Avidia Bank, Shrewsbury Street Merchants.
Yeah,
We had a lot of sponsors, and thank goodness, they made it possible for us to make that free and accessible. And and I say it's connected to what we do. We have to. The money we do receive from the cable franchise is not enough to really make it possible, make everything available to everybody.
Right.
And we have a big dream and a big vision, and we love what we do.
That's great.
So if we want to do more for the community, we have to go out and get the money to support that.
Sure.
So this is our only annual fundraiser. We do fundraising and grant writing during the year, but this is our only annual. And we've said, let's do jazz. First of all, I'm a jazz musician, so I kind of like that. I'm a little partial. Okay.
Yeah.
But what we thought was, look, jazz is basically it's American music. It's a combination of everything, and WCCA is TV by, for, and of the people. So you got that link. In jazz, each player expresses themselves freely in the context of a music, and it's collaborative. You got sax player takes a solo, the piano takes a solo, the singer doesn't even have to sing a language. You can scat.
Oh yeah, of course.
So you can scat. So it's everything that WCCA is in terms of free speech.
Yeah.
People have a chance. So we really wanted to make this accessible. We wanted to give people a chance to hear this music that they normally wouldn't hear.
Right.
And there's not much of a venue for jazz these days. If you listen to commercial radio does a great job, but you don't hear too much jazz. There might be one or two stations that you have to go to listen to.
I agree, and especially with the actual popularity of it, it's very untapped resource, if you will.
It is.
And I think that putting something together like this kind of showed that there is a big audience for this.
Yeah.
How was the audience?
It was pretty good. This was our first launch.
Yeah.
It was my first time doing this. I created it. I got together with a few volunteers, a committee, a group of people, and we brought in I think about 650 people or so.
Great. Yeah.
The food bank raised over 400 pounds of food.
That's great.
They got some cash donations as well.
Yep.
And we had a lot of exposure on this here for months and months. Yeah. So it was a win-win situation.
Yeah.
For us on a fundraising side, it was okay.
Yeah.
I can't say we made a lot of money on it, but we did okay. And next year I have a Brazilian artist contact me, another artist from Germany. We have a national agency that contacted us. So we're going to have something really powerful for 2020. And the 2020 dates, you can mark your calendars now, folks. It's June 10th through June 14th.
June 10th to the 14th.
And we're going to hold it at the Worcester Common this year.
Oh, great.
We're going to do it down there because you can have a beer garden.
Absolutely. Well, not only that, too. I think as that core starts to build down there, I think you get to have a lot of folks come.
That's what we thought. Yeah. And that was our planning, too, with Shrewsbury Street. We wanted to make it available for the vendors that live there.
Sure.
So we didn't have food trucks. We didn't have merchants selling food in the park.
We
said, go visit the restaurant.
Absolutely.
And we're going to do sort of the same thing, only we are going to bring in some food trucks, and we're going to really seek to have the participation of the local businesses down there.
Excellent. All right. Well, Mauro, we're down to the last couple minutes, our last minute or so, but I do want to get some plugs in for you.
Sure.
If they want to learn a little bit about it, where do they go? Website?
Yeah, you can go to WCCA-TV.com. Follow there's links for Central Mass Jazz Fest. Okay. You can also go to centralmassjazzfest.com and check it out.
A Facebook page?
It's all been updated. Let's see, it's WCCA-TV, quote unquote, the People's Channel.
Perfect. Excellent.
On Facebook.
Well, Mauro, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Great seeing you again.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to next year.